Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm really happy to see you at the another edition of the conference, Business TRIZ Online. This time it's September. Oh, sorry, it's spring 2022. And well, there were approximately 100 people, 100 persons who registered for the conference. But as I noticed, many will be not present in here, but waiting for video recordings, which we promised definitely to send them, everybody who pays and who registers for the conference. So I don't expect a big group here. But again, I said there were more than 100 people registered for the conference, but almost everyone asked me if their videos will be available. Well, of course they will be for people who paid the fee, definitely. And the videos of all the recordings will be sent next Monday. It is May 23 to every one of you. Hopefully, there will be no problems with recording. So, but everybody who is online will be enjoying real life presentations and will be able to ask questions. So let us start. It's already 3 minutes past 2 o'clock. I know that many were confused with UTC time, which I mentioned in the email, but UTC is more and more often used term today. It's Universal Coordinated Time. It's not a time zone, but just a specific indicator of your time zone. So they explain it, it's not a time zone, but the indicator of a time zone, which is used for making appointments through the internet and so on. All right, so let us start. And before we go, I will explain how we are going to work. And let me share my screen so we can have a look at the program of the conference. And I may ask questions if you have before we start. All right, let me move ahead and share the screen. Okay. Share my screen. Okay. Now you see the website of our IBTA, of our society. And this is a program. The conference will start with my presentation on the current state of affairs with business trees, with IBTA, and stressing of hot topics which have to be explored. Then you see every presentation will take 20 minutes, 22 minutes, and then we will leave 7-8 minutes for questions and answers. So today there will be 7 papers, 7 presentations, and tomorrow there will be 6 presentations. Unfortunately, 2 presentations dropped out the last moment, the very last moment. Well, it happens, you know. But so instead of 4 hours, we will be working 3.5 hours. And in the end, we will have half an hour for discussions or explaining the issues and so on. So in total, we work in 2 days. Tomorrow, we also start at 12:00 UTC, exactly as today. Okay. So, yeah, the rest you know already, I'm sure. So we all are working in the workshop mode. So it's not webinar mode, it's a workshop mode, which means that everybody has a microphone please keep your microphones off. But for questions, you may use chat or you may use microphone. So do not hesitate. When there is a pause, switch on your microphone and speak aloud. That will be better because for recordings, especially in the questions and answer sessions, there will be both questions and answers available on video. Otherwise, they are available only in chat. But if you have questions which arise during someone's presentation and you don't want to interrupt the presentation, please record your question in the chat window or anything which you like to comment and so on. Okay, so let me start. I have a short presentation today, not very big, and it's more about the current state of the art. But maybe you have any questions before we start the event, then please put them in the chat or enable your microphone and ask the questions. Please do so if you have a chance. I see no questions coming, so let me start. Okay. Yeah, the title of my presentation is Business TRIZ Online, Spring 2022, and Progress with Business TRIZ. Oh, well, a very similar topic I presented last year in the also English-like conference, but I would like to tell you more stories about development since that time and just a place of business innovation in the world. Well, when you look at the evolution, done by McKinsey, this chart shows percentage of workforce for the past 200 years. You can clearly see that working class, which had a convenient, very huge rise during the 19th century and 20th century, by now dropped by threefold. Agricultural sector, which used to occupy approximately 50% of workforce, dropped to almost 1%. And creative class actually growing. It's growing twofold. And services class is also rising up, also twofold. But you see, they correlate with each other very much. So which means that we are on the verge of revolution. And today you see the business services, they take more and more time and more space. And if you look at United States and European countries, that business services are really overgrowing industrial production. And we have, you can see this red line is dropping out and the rose line is rising up. It happens just within the last 40 years, I'm sorry. And today what we call a fourth industrial revolution, which is more focuses on services rather than on product innovation. What is interesting is that during the last 60 years of expansion of TRIZ, of technical TRIZ, technical TRIZ, business TRIZ is only known for 10 of so even less years. It was a real explosion of technical TRIZ in 1990s and beginning of 2000. Today, the technical TRIZ is dropping. Today, the only country which is interested in technical TRIZ is China. You know that I'm vice president of MATRIZ organization, and MATRIZ is the largest world organization, world association on TRIZ, which produces a conference, which produces certification of training, and so on. Since 2007, MATRIZ certified 42,000 people in TRIZ. So you can imagine the scale. But if you look from 2000 to 2015, 60% of all certified persons were in South Korea. And during the last 3 years, we certified more than 3,500 engineers from China and maybe 100 engineers from United States. So you see how it's going. First of all, it's moving from Korea to China, the demand for technical invention, for technical innovation, and it's removing from United States and Europe. This is very sad, but well, there are many reasons. It's not that there is no demand. Yes, there is demand, but the biggest problem is that learning a TRIZ requires time. And you know, if in 10 years ago it was easy to sell 3-4 day course, corporate course, today in Europe, in America, you almost cannot sell it. Today they say, okay, 4 hours masterclass, that's all. Teach us what we need, that then you're fine. So 4 hours instead of 40 hours. Can you imagine what the quality of it is? So the question is how to solve this problem. Well, I decided not to solve this, to solve it. I solved it by transition to online courses, which are much easier to sell than corporate courses today, because 2 days, well, will give you nothing. 3 days give you nothing, no training at all. You just learn some hacks, and most likely you are not going to use them in your career. Also, teaching at universities is very good, but universities lack the practice. That's bad. But I lose the time. Like I run 120 hours every year, a TRIZ course at 20 University here in the Netherlands. Many know it. It's technical TRIZ. But unfortunately, the further expansion of technical TRIZ in Europe or United States of America is not going well. We are looking now for the reasons. We are looking for solutions, how to overcome this situation, but now it stands still. But with business TRIZ, the situation is different. The interest in business TRIZ is growing. And but what is business TRIZ? If I'm looking at the where the business TRIZ is now, perhaps you remember the innovation diffusion curve. Yes, if it's a market share, then when you bring a totally new product to the market, which business TRIZ is, then only 2.5% of market purchases it, invests to it. These are people called innovators. They simply purchase everything new without looking what it is. Then the second segment of market share are early adopters. Those who already evaluate your product if they will perceive any benefits of it. And then there is mass purchase because people realize the productivity gain. And then the second part of the curve, people who join, they see, okay, others buy it, why I don't buy it? And finally, the laggards join only when they have to. Yes, but of course, the most sales is happening at these 2 last stage. But also, if you look at the S-curve, it's not me, it's not my drawing, it's drawn by Information Week. And someone put an S-curve. Well, it is when you have a full saturation of the market shares, then the S-curve ends. If you look at the business TRIZ, it is in a very, very beginning. If you look at the market, when I brought it in the market in 2016, the first series of workshops started. Then, well, we are currently in a very, very tiny, I would say, tiny segment share. And, well, usually with 42% of products, all innovative products, everything stops here because people realize that they don't need it. Well, I still believe that business trees will go through the whole S curve. Node will have a break at any parts of it. And today, the major users of business trees are people who sit on the top of pyramid of Maslow. Probably you remember the pyramid of Maslow, pyramid of human needs, where the first layer is a layer of survival, and the top layer is a layer of sexual self-actualization. I must say that I'm happy because all my customers are people on the top of the pyramid of Maslow. That's fantastic, of course, but I would like to go a level lower as well. So we are in the very, very beginning, and how things will go will show the future, how we will behave. About IBTA. IBTA was founded in December 2019. So this is just 2 years association. So there is not much was done during these 2 years. Mission of IBTA is development and promotion of processes and tools aimed at improvement of business innovation based on TRIZ. And activities which are conducted currently by IBTA are as follows. First of all, we conduct a biannual conference, Business TRIZ, conducted twice per year. And with a paying respect to Russian origins of TRIZ, and understanding that TRIZ is best understood by Russian people, not necessarily in Russia. You know that most of Russian TRIZ experts are currently outside of Russia, and just developers and best TRIZ colleagues of Genrikh Altshuler live outside of Russia for many years. But the language we speak is still Russian. So we decided to make one conference in a fall, which will be in Russian language, and one conference which will be in English, completely like we have now, will be in spring. And next time, when COVID is gone, most likely, maybe next year, we will do this conference hybrid, online and offline. And the second activity of IBTA is certification based on accredited training. And currently, there are approximately 167 members of IBTA, at IBTA. You probably have seen this picture. This is current business trees curricula, which are 3 levels, level 1, level 2, level 3. And it is positioned across the business needs. Most of business needs address the blue circle. This is solving specific challenges and problems, evaluating and ranking ideas found. I run this course, which is approximately 45 hours online. It takes 3 months. And during this course, people understand the essence of TRIZ, of business TRIZ, the essence of modeling business systems, and the essence of working with contradiction and solving the contradiction. And also, the people study analytical tools like root conflict analysis. The second, the green circle, means that at this stage, we're not looking at particular problems, but looking at the entire system, business system or business product. What is business product? Is usually a service, business service. So we are analyzing the whole systems and identify the pains which this product or system produces or experiences. And then you can use the knowledge of blue circle to solve them. Also at this green circle, we study how to make disruptive cost reductions. So you can reduce costs approximately 20, 30, 40% without disrupting the functionality, reliability, quality, and other aspects of systems. And the third level, future forecasting and road mapping, generating disruptive and radical business innovations. It is based on the trends of evolution of business systems and business products. If you look at the tools which are available, well, I will not go for every tool, but today these 3 levels are supported with each set of tools. And now there are 3 levels completely training available on 3 levels. And here I listed the products, the tools which are used for each level. You can have a look at it and see it. Okay, if you have some questions on any tools, please ask. Going further, there are also 2 more levels, level 4 and 5. Nobody was certified yet with level 4 and 5s, but level 4 and 5s confirm experience. Level 4 people should show confirmed experience with successful application of business TRIZ to solve actual problems and business innovation with business TRIZ training. And level 5, if a person has level 4 and contributed to the development of business TRIZ. What is contribution? I show at the end. So all these 5 levels, if you are familiar with system of accreditation in Matrix, you will recognize that this is exactly the same system. Since 2016, I started training in business TRIZ in 2015 and 16, don't remember exactly. There were some cases in 15, then in 16. So with level 1, and the last 2 years, it was completely online training. And it was growing all the time. The number of people registered for training was growing. So business level TRIZ 1, 729 people, and 428 received certification. So they completed the training. Level 2, 217, 161 completed the training, and business TRIZ level 3. It is 23%, but this level 3 was introduced only last year, and it was introduced only in Russian. By the end of this year, it will be fully in English. So those of you who have level 2, by the way, if you took the training from me, level 1 and level 2, and you were awarded certificates of TRIZ Training International Center, you can now ask me and receive the same certificates from IBTA. Okay, so it's not bad for 5 years, 729 persons. Okay, and coefficient of accomplishment is 72%, 62%. It's rather high. It's rather high. I mean, this is a number of persons who received certificates divided by the total number of persons trained. So who is the audience of business TRIZ today? First of all, of 50%, these are owners of small and medium enterprises. Second, business improvement consultants, then management consultants, then managers, and finally, teachers of creativity and innovation. In TRIZ world, there is such a division which is called TRIZ pedagogics. So many TRIZ pedagogues, especially in Russian language, come to business TRIZ to learn how to teach kids to business innovation. Companies, 75% are business service oriented, 15% are IT, and 10% technology oriented. Because people do not connect technology oriented and business TRIZ, but business is needed for any technology company, right? In any technology company, there is management, there is organization, there are sales, there are marketing questions, which also require business innovation. Or another, usually business innovation for these companies change of business model and so on. Okay. Recently, we established a LinkedIn group, IBTA, International Business Research Association. It's completely empty now. It was just established. And we launched the IBTA, the YouTube channel, where you can see all the presentations from former conferences. We had 3 conferences in total. There are all the presentations which were given at conferences. But of course, this is bilingual, like I said. So there are either Russian or English presentations. And finally, what I want to say is that this year it is planned to introduce joint certification. TRIZ will also introduce a business TRIZ certification on all 3 levels. So people who get certificates from IBTA can get certificates from TRIZ as well. So what I wanted to say is that although you saw the number of tools at all 3 levels.
Valeri, question, but not the other way around. So if you have IBTA, you can get TRIZ, but not with TRIZ IBTA.
Yeah, of course.
Is there an add-on if you have?
No. You will be able to register for. Well, TRIZ doesn't do training. TRIZ does do only accreditation and certification.
Okay.
So if you accredit as a business trainer from IBTA, because, well, there will be IBTA curricula accepted by TRIZ. And if you are accredited as trainer, you can teach someone else as a TRIZ accredited trainer, and you can give 2 certificates, one from IBTA and another from TRIZ.
Okay.
So if you start the training as IBTA, as TRIZ trainer, a TRIZ accredited trainer, then you will give 2 certificates.
Okay, and you need qualification, a special supplementary one, in order to teach also the business TRIZ?
Yeah, you need to be level 2 to teach level 1, and level 3 to teach level 1 and 2. That's a little bit different from TRIZ.
Okay. Thank you.
Oliver, we will make a deal. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm interested. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah. But it's still a question, and it's under progress. So hopefully at the end of the year, there will be more clearness with it, more clarity with it. And the last thing which I want to say are hot topics to research, things which are missing with business TRIZ today. First of all, it's case repository with economic effect from implementation. We need cases. We need to show, well, we have some cases. I have my own cases presented also on YouTube. You can see there is a presentation with my own cases. But still we need more cases in different areas from different demands. Second very important issue is use of resources for business solutions. You remember probably that a solution is when you eliminate contradiction in the most ideal way without introducing anything. Well, there is a difference between resources in technology and business. When you try to use business resources, then you are using mostly a resource of super system. But when you are trying to find ideal solution for a technical problem, then you are using resource of a product or a system which you are working with. So, but still, there are no algorithm how to search for resources. This is a very needed thing. Function analysis and trimming for business processes. You know, there are 2 types of function analysis. And function analysis for products and function analysis for processes, for manufacturing processes. But business process, this is still requires exploration. Inventing radically new business services. We don't have tools how to do this. We can develop tools. We know how to develop services based on the trends of business systems evolution. But radically new services, we don't have a systematic tool for it. Defining problem-dependent criteria for evaluating solutions. Defining MPVs for business products. Finding function leading area in function-oriented search. And finally, refinement of steps in the trends of development of business systems and products. So these are hot issues, hot topics to be researched and explored. And new tools created, either new tools or improvement of the existing tools, should be done on the basis of it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all what I want to share with you. And let's say there are 3 minutes for questions, or maybe we can move my questions to me to the end of the session today, and just write them down, and I will address these questions afterwards. Okay? All right. Okay. We have some people there, and I proposed to make, if possible, then everyone who is here, please show your screen, and we make a general photo, a picture of our group. Now we have 30 people out of 100 registered. Okay. Well, this will be posted online, so if you don't want your face to be shown, please don't switch your camera. Okay, gentlemen, ladies, half of us